Hey there, I'm Justine, a solutions engineer with Gliffy, and back with more competitive intelligence about working with layers in Confluence diagramming applications Gliffy and Draw.io. Controlling which parts of a diagram are visible at any given time make the diagrams cleaner and easier to understand because there is less clutter in the main view or a shift in focus. Essentially, you can ensure your audience captures what you want them to see, especially in complex processes. You can even make diagrams interactive for viewers, which I'll describe how to do later in this video. The Gliffy Layers panel is brought to the forefront of the UI as an icon on the right side of the canvas that you click to open and close as needed, while Draw.io requires you to click the View menu, then navigate to Layers or learn their keyboard shortcut to access layer editing. Speaking of editing layers, options in the Layers menu for each application function in similar ways. For example, you can add, delete, duplicate, or rename layers, plus lock them if you don't want certain shapes to be moved while you're developing. Similarly, for organizing, you can make layers visible or invisible during your build-out. As I mentioned previously, layer linking can make your diagram interactive. And there's an interesting layering feature you'll only find in Gliffy. This button in the Layers pane allows you to link objects to layers. What does this mean exactly? Well, let's say you want to make it possible to click on a shape in your diagram and hide an entire section. To make that interactivity possible, you'll click the shape you want to serve as a link, open the Layers panel, click the layer linking icon, deselect the layer you want hidden when the shape is clicked, and then hit save. A helpful side note here. When you add a linked layer, a small eye icon should appear next to the button or toggle you created. If this icon doesn't appear, click on the interactive shape, open the layer linking panel again, and make sure that the Show Icon and Viewer checkbox is selected. The end result of the process I just described will be a clickable shape in the Confluence page diagram that will hide the layer that you link to it. You can repeat this and link or unlink shapes to multiple layers. Just to reiterate, the value and purpose of all this is to make it easy for viewers to get the information they need at a glance. If they only need to see part of the diagram at first, then toggle off the visibility of any layer desired before you publish. If you want viewers to see the full diagram, then leave the visibility on for every layer, but know that they can still use the buttons you create to hide specific portions as needed. This capability can be helpful for process diagrams, network diagrams, architecture diagrams, and more. You might be wondering, does Draw.io have a layer linking functionality? Yes, it does, but the development process for layer linking is more complex and time consuming. And on top of that, you will not have interactivity directly available on the Confluence page. The development process in Draw.io includes several steps to build custom links instead of just clicking the linking button in Gliffy by comparison. In Draw.io, you'll go through the Layers panel to select a layer and click Edit Data to expose and copy the layer ID. After copying the layer ID, you can either figure out how to code a custom link using their tags and/or IDs syntax, or default to the use of their online Create Custom Link tool found on GitHub. Lastly, you must go back and add the custom link to the desired shape. As you can see, this is a longer, more complicated process for something that is easy to do in Gliffy. And ultimately, users still need to enter the Draw.io editor to interact with the diagram versus stay in one spot on the Confluence page. Feel free to check out the source for this from the Draw.io blog linked below. I hope you enjoyed learning more about our technical diagramming application in Confluence. If you'd like to learn more or see it live in action, schedule a demo with me, Justine McQueen, at gliffy.com/contact us demo. Happy diagramming!